Hey guys, it's Classy Girl 18 back again with another stream. So we are going to begin with the trial for My Hero Koizumi, the ultimate photographer. I want to read what it says. What lies within Monikuma's video game? Is it the truth or lies? What is the motive that ties that game and reality together? Should I read this with his movie? Where did the killer who escaped from the beach house go? There's no looking away from the hopeless memories reflected in the twilight. Okay, so skills. Do we have any skills? No. God, I need to start making friends with people. I've got no skills. I need to start making friends with people, like big time. I need to. Okay, next chapter we're gonna do free time with one person and stick to it because I need to start getting skills for the next couple of trials. Right. So should be on me. I'm not good at solving mysteries, but Danganronpa was only fun on me. Okay. So we're just gonna go back through the evidence. I'm just looking back through. Okay, we should be alright. Oh, they haven't got any skills.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
I don't have to talk, this is amazing. Sorry. Because I don't voice all the free time and investigations, so it's only fair that the characters do the trial.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
I'm used to hearing graduate from this academy, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
What? Who cares about that game?
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
We don't actually know who's beat the game. We know we don't know everyone who's beat the game. We know that Fuyuhiko's beat the game. He must have. We know that. So Nagito and Fuyuhiko have beat the game because he had the ending prize. Hajime's beat the ending game. Chiaki's beat the game. Yes, I did just say beat the ending game. Ignore that. Who else has beat the game? We're saying that Mahiru's beat the game.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome murder case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
Girl. Well, Girl A is Mikan. Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C was gonna say Sato, whoever that is. Girl D is Ibuki, and Girl E is Mahiru, and Boy F we're gonna say is Fuyuhiko. Yeah, we don't know who got killed at the beginning. Yeah. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. The true identity of Girl A is probably Mikan.
I see! Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki.
Mikan Tsumiki. I say Mikan Tsumiki, but
That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy! Ha! A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights!
ooh.
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too. Huh?
The one who said that was Girl B.
I see! Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me!
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Oh, no, it's Girl B. It's Ibuki
I
then.
see! Girl C is Ibuki.
I forget like who had what personality. It's like,
Girl, see? Then I'll see you next Tuesday.
Let's move on to Girl D.
Mahiru.
I see! Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking that the only reason that I'm thinking that Mahiru's girly is because she died from the metal back blow. But if Girl D had a camera, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
Yeah, because Sato's the only one left, and we don't know who that is. So Guy F has to be Fuyuhiko. Ibuki.
I see! Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko? I was in a game? That's fucking stupid. That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu?
Has to be his sister.
Another person? It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyota, Sato, Kuzuryu,
Sato.
and then another Kuzuryu.
Oh yeah, there were two, weren't there? So, piecing this together, Sato's girlie, who killed the first person. Kuzuryu is the victim. The girl Kuzuryu is the victim at the start of the game, which is going to be Fuyuhiko's sister, which makes Sato girl E. So whoever Sato is killed his sister.
Hold on. Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
Yep. It's to call me out like that. Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. The reason for Yugo's last name Kuzuryu appears twice is probably because he had a
I can prove
I
it
don't know if
with
it's little
this.
sister or older sister, it's his little sister.
In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
Oh yeah. See? I told you guys.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister.
Fuyuhiko also had a little sister, he mentioned it in the diner.
Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice. By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
Yep. I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move the conversation forward. The only character in the game I could think of being the girl at the beginning. Has to be.
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of. Based on Guy F's tone in the game, It's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
I'm getting better at these games. I'm getting better at these games. Because I used to really not have a clue, but I've managed to piece that together.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you've got there. Winning personality? Are you praising me?
Oh my
I
god.
was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Dead.
Yeah, I have a little sister.
Wait, you're just like, I don't want to believe it.
Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality. It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events.
Especially given the ending prize.
That's why it's the movie. Don't go bastard! If she was the type to die easy, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago.
Ooh.
I mean, when I first entered Hope's Peak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off. It happened just the other day.
About that. You're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
Oh.
I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh? Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
Given the events in Twilight Syndrome murder case, it makes sense.
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
What Sharky said.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
What the heck is that wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
Suzuki? And he also has a strange rivalry going on.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
Oh my god.
What? No way! Is that true?
Oh my god.
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
You don't say.
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
Oh my god, they sound so lost.
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
I feel a non-stop debate coming on. Oh no. The reason Girl E was killed, I should be able to assume why based on the control of the game. Yeah. No, it's because Girl E was the killer.
Let's see.
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
Which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister. You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all. But...
You played it.
Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim?
Well, you played it, you should know.
In order to make that clear, We need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance. Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans. Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there. The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
You don't say.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girl E was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girl E was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But that can't be right because when Girl D went to the teacher's lounge, the key was still there.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
Then, forget this!
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Then, what did Girl E do after killing the girl inside of the music room? Oh, first one stop the bait. I feel like she broke the bells or something, I don't know.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room
Okay,
and escaped outside.
where's the white noise?
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall.
That's true.
Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
That's not true.
How was she able to get past those 4 and wait in front of the music room?
She probably used a hidden passageway.
That's false.
Twilight's hidden passageway is the world's best!
No, I don't need to.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
I think I
To
know.
go back to them, you need to go through the entrance.
That's true.
At the end, the other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girl heard the sound of the window shattering.
No, that's wrong!
Oh my god, that's magical. Sometimes I get it wrong, so it's just get it.
First of all, The sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
Vase?
Vase.
How low can you go?
Not a vase, it's a vase.
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
Vase.
So the sound of breaking glass that the four girls heard wasn't the music room's window. Probably.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the four girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the four girls met by the entrance hall.
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
So, when the four of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
Well, it was a blow to the head. Could have been a bat.
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you've gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting!
You're the disgusting one.
The weapon is pretty unconventional! The answer was revealed in the game, though.
Was she hit with the vase?
Now
wonder
then,
because the shards were
will
in
you
there?
guys be able to figure it out?
An unconventional weapon. That also appeared in the game. If we're told we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear, then I have to do it. I'll do it. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Honestly, same. Was I out of line just now? Now then, there's something I needed to tell you regarding the white noise in the non-stop debates. I was going to say, where's it gone? Some lines of white noise are actually very durable. You won't always destroy them in one shot. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot them with the silencer. But unless you completely destroy them, your time limit will not be replenished. By the way, if your difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at... You get the gist, right? Yeah, it doesn't appear at all. It appears the debate is getting tougher, so I've obtained some very useful information. I heard there's a guy named Gundam? Apparently, he has a skill that can increase the power of the silencer. Gun something, I wonder who it is. Was I out of line just now? Well then, good luck and have fun. I think that's who we're going to talk to then next chapter. We'll probably talk to Gundam. Because if he's got the power of the silencer. We'll see, I'll have to look at the skills.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Far too big to be a weapon.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had bloodstains.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
No.
She beat her to death with her fists!
An unconventional weapon. Apparently it appeared in the game, but...
A weapon inside the
Is
music
it
room,
quite out of
huh?
point?
What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
I think it's the
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
Does it? Can you see the weapon anywhere? Is the vase bloodstained?
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
I'm not sure.
Investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had bloodstains.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
I mean, you can wash your hands.
She
So,
beat her to death with her fists!
nope. Okay.
A weapon inside the music room, huh?
The whole fist thing is actually kind
What
of.
about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
I think it's the
Then the
vase.
piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to
It's
death,
seen in the game.
it should have had bloodstains.
No. I can't. I can't crack it, you say. Because. Like, the thing is. What? I'm tempted to Google this, because. I'm thinking, your fists, you can wash your hands from blood. So that does make sense. And you can see their hands in the game. So again, it makes sense. The vase is mentioned. The vase is mentioned, but there's no blood on it from the thingy. From the picture, you can't see any blood. So, I'm trying to logic this out.
Damn it!
Okay, let's have a look.
A
So
weapon
you got.
inside the music room, huh?
Let's have a look.
What about
So
broken
there's the broken
glass?
vase, the victim's crime scene, the broken fish tank,
Isn't the cause
the
of
killer's
death a blow to
escape
the
route,
head?
and the stolen school swimsuit. Okay, let's have a look at these pieces of evidence. Try to figure it out. Oh! Gravel and water were just scattered everywhere. Okay, I know what to do now.
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I agree with that.
Makes sense.
I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim.
My goodness.
I got it right. And I was just throwing things out there. Just as I thought! I'm chosen by the gods!
You're not chosen at all. And gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag?
What's under the bag?
I didn't Google it, by the way, I knew they asked him. I was tempted to, but didn't.
The weapon is something that appeared in the game, and so is the bag.
Oh, the store. Oh, the swimsuit bag. The swimsuit wasn't stolen, she just hid it, put the gravel in the bag and hid
The
it.
only
It's a
thing
little-
I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
As someone who's played Phoenix Wright, and there are already Danganronpa references in Phoenix Wright, even though Danganronpa's before its time. I swear.
Before the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert. It makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it has to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now.
About My Hero's death.
Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it. And they ended up getting into an argument.
So, Fuyuhiko's sister was harassing Mahiru, and then whoever Girl E is tried to stop.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back.
No, she choked her on purpose.
I somewhat understand that feeling.
What?
You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day. Or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Guy F?
I see!
Has to be.
It should have been Guy F.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is...
What?
It's just a story in a video.
That's all
Isn't
you
it?
can say. If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
I'm terribly sorry, but...
They don't remember. That's obvious. Because their school memories were like totally stolen.
Even if I don't remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy is the killer. No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko.
Ouch.
Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy.
Not.
Sure do tuck a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Girlie... I didn't see the end of that. There's an important shared point with Girlie and Mahiru's murder.
I can prove it with
Yes!
I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You better cut that out right now! There is no way a stupid game could be the motive!
Just say that you're not guilty. You sound more suspicious trying to deny it like that. Just say that you're not guilty.
Dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just gonna go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious. But don't you think that'd be too obvious?
What are you...
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up for Yuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Oops. Oh, Pecco, man.
Huh? Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
Suspect number 2. Using Danganronpa logic, I understand. There's a first suspect, which we're going to say is Fuyuhiko here. Hiya! There's a second suspect, who this is going to be Hiyoko. So the next person to be suspected, I think, is the killer. Unless Fuyuhiko is just like a bluff. But I'm pretty sure that after Hiyoko, the next person is the killer. That's just me using my Danganronpa logic.
What is this? Like, I can only laugh.
Hiya,
What are you even
I didn't say
saying,
hi.
you nasty toilet clogging bitch?
Oh god. Oh god, here we go. This is the best, non-stop debate OST. That's just my opinion.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
There is evidence.
Why do you
to
doubt
suggest that.
Hiyoko?
There is evidence.
Do you know where Hiyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
Exactly, that makes all
But I
sense.
didn't go to the beach house!
You kind of did.
I was wishing Mr. Ants all day!
Yeah, exactly.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hiyoko? Do you know where Hiyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
You're lying.
No, that's wrong!
Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hiyoko.
Seriously, I told you I did it!
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints! They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are.
What did Mikan do?
Don't decide that based on ugliness!
Huh. They're not Hiyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different
Entries. Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was in?
Yeah, so then obviously because the body's blocking it, she's
Are
have to
you
walk out the other
saying
side.
when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left. Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hiyoko?
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
So you finally decided to confess.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case
You're
at
all
all.
so gullible.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass! She's obviously lying!
Exactly. You're so gullible.
It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying?
I probably can. Didn't know.
There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
You're clearly lying, given that we've got that note. Yeah, there we go, the letter on my hero, that's exactly what we need.
I did go to the beach house. But only during my morning walk. I didn't go any other time.
You lied.
Then you didn't meet up with Mahiru at the beach house?
Obviously not. I met up with her when I never even saw her? Is this a panel of idiots?
She's 100% lying.
I did go to the beach house. But only during my morning walk.
No, that's wrong.
Oh no. That was right, okay.
Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter?
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Kyoko Sayonji.
That letter! It's the one Mahiro had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know.
Oh, snap! I remember now. I totally saw you.
She ran past. When
Me
they
and
were in the
Hajime
diner.
met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
See. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away after...
It's not going to take her like an hour and a half to kill her though. An hour to kill her though, that's the thing.
I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
You're wrong! You're totally wrong!
Now that you mention it, you also passed by the diner for Yuhiko. So you should have seen Hiyoko too, right?
No, I didn't.
He walked off.
It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
He's telling the truth.
For some reason, that sounds suspicious too.
No, he is telling the truth, I remember.
It's the truth.
He disappeared.
Deal with it.
Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
Seriously, I don't know. I didn't even write that letter. I'm telling the truth. I really don't know.
Is she really crying? Or is she faking it?
She's probably faking it.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out. And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru.
Which does match up, given the gummy and whatever.
There's evidence for that too.
Yeah.
Here!
The place where Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor is the evidence. Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct?
What's a gummy? I've never eaten something like that before.
You lied.
I have captured the true character of this mystery. Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind.
What he said.
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door at that time. Because of that, she was only able to leave from the beachside door and ended up leaving her footprints.
We have presented the proof. My 4 dark Devas of destruction didn't even need to come out.
It's a trap. This is obviously someone's trap.
Who's someone? Whose trap is it?
It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask, maybe?
Hiyoko does have a point.
There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
Be right back. Okay, and we're back.
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
That is right. It cannot be Hyoko. That mask belongs to Sparkling Justice!
Huh? Sparkling what now?
That mask says it all! Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island! Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru!
Why, you? If you continue to say such foolish things, I shall tear you limb from limb.
Because Luigi's gonna lose his nut.
Don't blame Miss Sonia. It's just a difference between cultures. Culture shock, you know?
Told you.
Hyoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn.
It's all in your head! Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer!
It's true that Hyoko is suspicious, but there's something strange. Something doesn't make sense. I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house.
At the time, the darkness in the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints!
It looks like everyone doubts Hyoko. Is that really okay?
I shall render...
Well, the footprints on the beach are Hyoko's. Yeah, there are loads of bottles in the bin. Killer's escape route.
Render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house.
At the time, the doorway was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from...
And that's how you left your footprints!
I think I know what it is.
I shall render my verdict upon Hyoko is the sinner...
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt. You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy! No, that's wrong!
Hey! Maybe the gummy bag was a setup and then someone placed it.
About that gummy, did Hyoko really drop it?
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
It's true Hyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
The brand of gummies you eat only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Huh? But what about the lemon flavor? The gummy at the time scene is yellow, so it obviously looks like it was lemon flavored. Huh? That gummy is yellow? And it's not mine! The ones I eat don't have any yellow gummies!
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
So it has to be.
Then we can't assume Hyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy. See? Didn't I tell you? It's definitely a trap! Damn it! Who would set a trap like this?
Oh my god, Hiyoko.
I'll get my revenge! I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might!
Hold on, you little bitch! You think you're in the clear just because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid, I'm not done backing you into a corner yet!
Oh god.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
Oh, is there?
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. Thanks to her, we have the evidence we need!
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence.
Death was...
And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. Thanks to her,
That can't be right. She
we
died
have
in...
the evidence we need!
Her death was instantaneous.
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
How could Mahiru move?
We're not done with
Her
Hiyoko
death was
yet!
instantaneous.
There's still a huge piece of evidence!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean? Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and...
No, that's wrong!
That's wrong. Death was instantaneous. There's no way she could have.
Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death was instant.
Instant death?
According to my autopsy, yes, there's no doubt that Mahiru died instantly.
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you!
I'm sorry!
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
Oh?
I'm pretty sure her death was instant, too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
And that's why the streaks as if she pulled through it.
Someone else?
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body. That's why there were bloody drag marks left on the floor.
But why did the killer block the door?
Just ask Hiyoko. She's the killer after all.
Seriously! That's not true!
Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean she's also the one who dragged the body? If she handled the body that bloody, I think her clothes or skin would have been stained with blood.
Huh? But when I saw her, she was
Completely clean.
clean.
See? I told you I wasn't the killer! Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven!
I won't let you look down on me!
Uh-oh. I don't think Ryuhiko and Hiyoko are going to be friends after
We
this
haven't
case.
decided that yet!
Hey, Fuyuhiko. Why do you keep insisting that Hiyoko is the killer?
Shut up! I'm telling you, she's the killer! That little bitch is definitely the killer!
Oh my gosh. Dude, oh, I forgot how this works.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
Why can't I?
If Mahiru didn't block, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her butt. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
This is
If
trying to
Mahiru
slice
didn't
through
block
it,
it,
you know?
then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Come on, this is actually getting really nice.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her butt. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her butt. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Why can't I slice that last statement?
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
I'm trying, guys. Seriously. I'm about to like
Mahiru
pretend to
didn't
be
block the door,
serious.
then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't block, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Is the last statement broken or something?
If Mahiru didn't block, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
God.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Hang on. Am I forgetting something?
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru did, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the
What's wrong with this
only
statement?
killer
I'm
I can
telling
think
you.
of.
You can see me clearly trying to block this out.
If Mahiru, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only...
Give me a hot second, because this robot shutdown's really beginning to irritate me. You can see me pressing and slashing and whatever. This is irritating.
killer I could think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hiyoko is the only killer I could think of. If Mahiru didn't block it, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Hiyoko is the only killer I could think of.
Almost. Hang on,
Mahiru didn't block it, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hiyoko is the only killer I could think of.
Oh, come on.
If Mahiru didn't block, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Kyoko is the only killer I could think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Kyoko is the only killer I could think of.
This is easier in V3. One second, I have a second look. This must be so irritating, guys, I'm sorry. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
There's no time where there's multiple statements on the screen.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Kyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Oh, fantastic. I should put it onto kind just for this reason. One second. Just a second. Is that like a pattern or something I'm meant to be hitting? Because I can't find anything.
Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hiyoko is the only killer I could think of.
This is impossible. Right. I've just realised in the corner, I've got 15 hits. And it says about hitting multiple statements at the same time, but you can't possibly do that, because there's never two statements on at once.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of.
I think you need 5 hits on the last statement, so that leaves 10 hits for 4 statements.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko, she killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body. Hiyoko is the only killer I could think of. If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it. She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of.
Time's up!
This is our end? We will never give up!
Absolutely ridiculous. This has got to be the worst football showdown I've ever had to do.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
Anyone that's done this, please help.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
We need to try and get like 2 hits on one or something.
If Mahiru didn't block the door,
Hang on.
then Hiyoko did it!
Is there a time where there's 2
She
statements in
killed
this room?
Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
Damn it!
If Mahiru didn't block, then Hiyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her. Hiyoko is the only killer I can think of!
Finally!
If Hiyoko moved the body, then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach. After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower. The fact that Hiyoko can be proven by... Did you get all that, you bastard? So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach. After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Allow
You're
me to
wrong.
cut through those words.
Ding dong, your opinion's wrong.
Now, washing it off in the shower is impossible, because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
You can't get naked in the beach house.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
You can't get changed in the beach house, you'll get shot.
I see.
And that too.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko. Hiyoko mentioned this before. Which means Hiyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
I didn't smell. It only smelled a little.
Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place?
Which is what I'm saying.
Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet.
Nope, he would have shot you.
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me.
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hiyoko do with the blood that got on her?
She didn't do anything because blood didn't even get on her in the first place.
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiru's body.
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious?
Akane.
Cause if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all met up to go to the beach.
Didn't I tell you that was because I got beat up by Coach Nekomaru?
I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
Doubting me, of all people. You got some nerve. All right, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life.
That actually sounds pretty cool!
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, seems like it.
See? I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru.
She wouldn't kill Mahiru because she needed to tie a sash.
Because Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very kind. There's no way I would kill a nice person like her. Why wouldn't you believe me earlier?
Because there was evidence to suggest.
You guys are stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Who invited Leon Kuwata?
Hiyoko, please don't cry. Everything is fine now, right? Shut the hell up, Pig Bart! I hope you get a hangnail and die!
That's horrible.
I'm sorry for being Pig Bart.
More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behaviour earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious. Could it be? Does he actually have someone else in mind?
Hey, Hiyoko. Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
Like I said, it was a trap!
Yeah, I got that already, so... Can you give us the details about that trap?
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier?
She never talks to me at all. Man, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
'Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox.
A letter?
Yeah, this one.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same as 2 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be better if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiru quizzing me. To be fair, I did think, if Mahiru was the one who was trying to arrange that meeting with everybody, why would Hiyoko change the place?
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
Huh. The letter that Hiyoko had, doesn't it clearly contradict with that other evidence?
I can prove it with this. This letter,
Hi.
doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hiyoko's letter...
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second floor, on the second island. The time is still the same as at 2 p.m.
The meeting times are off.
I'm not going to say this guy, and nothing much here.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it. But for both letters to say the same thing?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge? He's the one who actually wrote that letter and was used to summon Hiyoko.
I see!
How are both letters forged?
The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
Oh yeah, because Hiyoko went there at 2 p.m. and then was probably crying that she weren't there, and then at 2:30, Mahiru turned up and then the killer got her.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
The killer forged both of those letters.
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times. But the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all.
Nice.
It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
Whose side are you on?
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens.
Yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, it's a show I can help. Look at that. I'm like, whose side are you on?
We can just slightly punch him to death later.
Wow.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep. Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something. Medicine? That medicine. Could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore?
Yeah, he is.
I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry. When I woke up, I was inside a small closet, and when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And then that's why she ran out crying.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic.
I was scared. It was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
Oh god.
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start. And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
I mean, this killer is really thinking about it, because technically, using Twilight Syndrome murder case, they've managed to frame Fuyuhiko, and then in reality, they've managed to frame Hiyoko, so this killer's very clever.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer. That's horrible. I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer.
That's sad. She can be a bit annoying, but it is a shame for her. I mean, she's good friends with Mahiru, and it is a sad.
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
Fuyuhiko. 1 sec. Sorry, we're back. Well, I think we kind of get that Hiyoko's innocent now.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Yeah.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about?
Oh god, here we go.
The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
He does have a bit of a point, but...
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together.
He does have a bit of a point.
The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope. Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Seriously, which side are you on?
Is the question that I asked ages ago.
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray, and you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
doesn't it?
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
He fell asleep.
Whoa! He's sleeping!
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth. That may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because, unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive.
Well now.
Now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now!
Hey!
Huh? You gonna spoil who the killer is? Ooh, if I reveal the answers before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't! That's seriously a big no-no. But spoiling it right now isn't innovative? I never learned how to say that word. Don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So, without further ado, the answer is... You can't! Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears! I mean, I know anyway, so...
Correct! You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me. I know who the killer is, so... I don't know whether to take a break or whether to just carry on.
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is indescribable. Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Oh, I can't do anything. How annoying. But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
4 full breaks.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko, now what? If the killer was luring Hyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
The gummy?
You mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
The shower room?
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide!
The shower room.
I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? If so, we've prepared the perfect product for you. Our new minigame. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. It's called the Logic Dive. What is this, Psych Taxi? Is this like Psych Taxi, but in this game? Or is it similar to... What's the other one? Was there anything like that in Trigger Happy Hour? I can't remember. During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the first destination of the Synapse course. You can move sideways with the left stick and accelerate with the R1 button. Press the circle button to brake and the R1 button to jump. You think I'm going to remember that? There will be various obstacles you will encounter as you progress through the course. So make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. On your journey, you will take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into walls. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. I highly recommend that you make good use of the brake. That's my meddlesome advice to you. If you press the options button during the logic dive, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. She's right. This might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If we just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm going to do it. Oh, I recognise this. Right, so L's to move, X to accelerate, circle to brake. Oh, it's not L1 to jump, it's triangle. So it's triangle to jump, circle's brake, X is accelerate and L's move. Okay, cool. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this somewhere, you know. Where? Must be before Hiyoko arrived, because they told Hiyoko to meet there, so it has to have been before. Let's get a little bit faster, Arjun. Cool. Oh, shit. Of course I fell off. Okay, it's getting a little bit harder now. Just skipping the acceleration bits so I can have a little bit more control. Question 2? No? Okay. That's essentially like this game's Psych Taxi from V3. I hope there are some people here who have actually played V3, because right. That's question 2. When did the killer leave the beach house? Before Hiyoko left? Because Hiyoko would have seen them otherwise. Oh. Oh. That's useful.
This is my hour? We will never give up!
Okay, so we've got to do this from the start. Oh, so that's a break. Okay, cool. So we know that the killer got there first. Did I go on after? Oh, it's wrong. That's correct, apparently. Oh, I've got a minute. Oh, that's this question. Oops. Oh no, it's wrong, it's wrong. Oh no, it's right, okay. We did it!
It's all coming together! Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing. Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good!
Oh? I really don't want that to happen to me. I need to answer by any means. Hiding in the fridge. Well, you're gonna be hiding in the shower room because
here.
Oh.
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
They'll hide in the house.
Here! What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? Two surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place, because we haven't been on this island that long. So the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
It's kinda like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
First of all, why is she using British terminology?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Saying whatever you want, even if you didn't ask. Alright, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
What? That makes no sense.
Once you shut up, then grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
Hiya.
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, The body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right? Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
So, Hiyoko's one, the killer's another. So who would have been that third person?
Jeez! You're pretty annoying for noticing something like that! I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine! You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hiyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hiyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Now then, I should explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debate. From this point forward, you will now be able to use the truth flashback? Okay. If you hold down the triangle button, the shape of the reticle will change. If you aim at the remarks weak spot and keep it in that position, you'll be able to memorize it. Oh, this happened in Trigger Happy Havoc, but was taken out of V3. This memorized phrase can only be fired once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change to a different truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or mistaking your available truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to use a flashback? Well, you just have to trust your keen wits, won't you? By the way, you will not be able to agree with anyone whilst using the truth flashback. Please remember that it's only effective when refuting points. Well then, good luck and have fun!
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower. What about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
If I use that person's opinion, I might be able to break through the contradiction.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower. Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and whoosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
One sec. One second. I'm trying to figure this out. One second.
What did the killer do with the blood on their...
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they
I
wore
think
one.
I've got
They
it.
used something.
What did they do with the bloody wet?
They cut it up and...
As someone who flushed, it would definitely clog...
Maybe it's the other.
I
Perhaps
messed it
someone
up.
other.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
I've been seeing that in ages.
What did the killer do with...
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
What about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and whoosh.
As someone who flushes their shit, it would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around?
Oh, I have to read
Perhaps
that.
someone other than the...
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Sorry guys, I shot
What
that
did
on
the killer do?
Maybe they simply...
They couldn't use the so washing it off...
They didn't have to use the shower.
What about... Maybe they wore one when they moved the...
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and...
As someone who flushes their shit, it would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around. Perhaps someone other...
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Right, got it.
What did the killer do?
Maybe they simply want...
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
No, that's wrong!
Sato.
If they just needed to wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Well, I mean, the sea makes sense, but they would have to walk to the sea, and that would... But there's drinks.
I see!
Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it.
Oh, hello. Where'd Pekka come from? She's barely said anything in this trial.
That's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used. It's true there were drinks in the beach house, however, try thinking about it. One bottle drink wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water, there were only flavored drinks. If you use those to wash the blood will come off in your body, it will leave an air up, especially if that alone would raise suspicion.
I know what it is.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words!
I'm correct too.
There were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
No, there wasn't.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
Not really.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chuck?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, the person will be soaking wet.
It seems you've realized who the killer is. See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
Does anybody remember when they were all meeting in the diner to go down to the beach? Pecco was coming back from a swim. If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person. Has to be. Has to be.
You're the only one!
Has to be.
Pecco. Is it you?
It has to be. She came from the diner soaking wet, and oh yeah, I was swimming around for 3 hours.
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Hajime and Kazuichi, what are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something! Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right?
Oh my god, calm down.
So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Why are you lying?
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home.
That's clearly a lie. You can tell through body language and speech.
So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Through speech, stuttering, and trying to think on your feet, that's clearly a lie.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the cottage after a hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer!
Why do you care so much?
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
The window!
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Pecco is.
The window, she could have left through the window. Mind you, you do need to be... Oh, hang on, has Pecco got an accomplice? Because Akane and Hajime were able to climb out no problem. Oh! Hang on. Akane and Hajime had to use each other to climb up to the beach out, to climb up to the window and see out, and that somebody could crawl through. Fuyuhiko and Pecco could have done the exact same thing, because we don't know Fuyuhiko's footprints, so she's small, and he's small like Hiyoko. But they could have just as easily been accomplices.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
we might have an answer.
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
The killer's escape route. I might know what it was. In fact, the only possible thing of is that opening.
I see! If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it.
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
Like Akane and Hajime.
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside.
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Yep.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window.
No, they just had to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object. I see! You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Ow.
No! Please don't be violent!
Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So, the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. Oh no! Oh, I don't know. Right, we need a foul, I think. Oops. Wait, hold up. Oh no. I know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. That's really dumb. I know what it is, and that's really dumb. there in the end. I saw this spoiler literally this morning.
Hecko,
I literally just
you
remembered
carry
it now.
that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
Yep, she sure did.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Hecko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily. Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Hecko, do you have anything to say?
Oh, we got to do the panic talk action again. Oh. No! Now then, the time has come once again for the panic talk action. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time, whatever it was. From this point on, you will be able to use fever time by pressing the R1 button during PTA. When fever time is activated, the tempo will be pushed to its max. But that's not all, you won't miss during fever time either. By pressing the X button when applicable, you can destroy your opponent's verbal assault, but only until your focus score runs out, so make you make the best possible use of your time. Of course, you're not the only one who can get the upper hand. There's something called Naga time that your opponent can use, and Nega time that your opponent can use too. If your opponent activates Nega time, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit difficult to press the buttons in rhythm. So in that case, please time the rhythm not with your eyes, but with your ears and your passionate heart. I do try and use my ears more than my eyes. If you can't clear it, you can always change the difficulty setting. I'm not going to tell them that they'll have to redo the class trial for that chapter if they do that. Yeah, I'm not redoing it. I've said it to me and that's final. Well then, good luck and have fun.
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Fuyuhiko, why? Why are you... Who is this panic talk action again? Oh my god, it's against Fuyuhiko.
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard?
This is easier than the last one.
Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Bamboo sword.
This is the end!
That was easier than the last one, I'm going to have to admit. I still prefer bullet time battle and argument element,
bamboo
but
sword as a step
I'm getting
stool.
used to this.
She could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword bag to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too.
She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
Who's starting you on?
You just back off!
It's what everyone thinks.
Is it true? You killed
I mean, there's one thing missing. What's Pekko's motive? I mean, I get we got the one that Monokuma gave to us, but what's Pekko's motive? Why would Pekko kill Mahiru?
Hold on! You're just making assumptions!
Oh, we gotta do the closing argument.
You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof! Got it, you bastard?
What's some good proof?
It's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? But is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Pekko just admitted it so freely.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our vote.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Pekko's motive.
Am I psychic? Am I psychic? I said that, I was like, Pekko doesn't have a reason?
My motive?
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right?
Unless. Fuyuhiko's really angry, so unless they've got something going on in terms of them being, like, friends or something. Because Fuyuhiko has a connection. Maybe she's trying to protect him or something.
Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
Huh?
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Huh?
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
Hello! Earth to Pekko!
If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that!
You alright, Pekka?
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
Could she be?
Oh, so you're gonna get guessed?
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil. Justice complete!
Oh, so you're gonna be having a meltdown.
The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice! Now then, let's execute justice!
What? What the fuck?
Pekko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
What's going on? What's this chill?
Where's Sonia?
Pekko finally snapped! Everyone, please be careful.
Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice.
Oh my god, Pecco's a serial killer.
Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals.
I'm gonna confess to the fact that I knew Pecco was Sparkling Justice. I know. I'd seen a bit of a playthrough and I managed to realise that she was Sparkling Justice. I did already know, and obviously you know I know all the deaths and executions, so I'm aware. So I'm trying to play blindly a bit and not say anything, but I do know.
She is supposed to be... But... Huh?
Ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask! This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your head. Justice should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
Anyone who's played Trigger Happy Havoc up in here? Because honestly, I'm getting vibes. What? What the heck is this? Pecco is the killer? Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events. Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping. Take a look. It's a killer.
This again?
Huh? Sleepwalking?
Sorry. I've played the first game yet, you see, so...
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
For justice, probably.
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately. No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then, the reason you killed Mahiru was...
She was the accomplice. She's Girl D.
To protect justice, of course. In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword and executed justice.
Hi.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
She's so gross!
She's gonna die soon, don't worry.
Pecco, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
Everyone's just like, can we vote now? End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer, in the end. There's no mistake that it was Pecco all along. Oh my god, there's a parallel between the first and second game that I've only just realised. Oh my god, that's cool.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
It's because I don't want to spoil the first game for anybody that hasn't played it, but there's a massive parallel between the first and second game. I've noticed. Oh, it scares me out. Morning of the incident, Mahiru and Rex. Okay, we can't tell him that yet. In order to learn Mahiru and Hiyoko, the first one to arrive at the beach house was... No. The next one to arrive at the beach house was... No. What did the killer leave next to the body? Now then, to wash off the blood, down. Where should I hide? The first one who found the body was Hiyoko. Hiyoko left a big piece of evidence. That's going to be our footprints. No, we've already got that one. There are the notes. After here. Left in the closet, I must be here for anyway. Morning with they're the notes. First one to arrive at the beach house. That's Hiyoko. Right. The next one will... Washing off the blood. War bottles.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Yes! Perfect case, it isn't the last
The incident
case.
began this morning.
I've never done a perfect case
spoke
before
to
that
Hiyoko.
wasn't the last case. Sorry, Arch, may I shut up?
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome murder case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hiyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they plan to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hiyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hiyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hiyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hiyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, The mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hiyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route. The small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window, while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. At the beach house, and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
We have an execution to watch.
I see. What of it?
Let's start an argument, so.
She's like totally cool with it. I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice. That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
There's no way you can kill me.
Don't lie.
Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
I don't get it at all!
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on in order to keep justice. To keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
That'd be ridiculous.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice!
This girl's off her. I thought Nagito was bad. Jeez, I'm sorry, Nagito. Nah, jokes. Still though.
If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world?
The police, the army, Marines, all those people.
Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice!
How about no?
Hurry, and carry on justice!
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
Fuyuhiko, probably?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed! For the sake of grand justice, A few sacrifices are unavoidable.
A few sacrifices? 13 people are gonna die. Well, no, 12 people are gonna die because Mahiru's already dead. That's 12 high schoolers you're killing.
Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
I'm with Hiyoko on this.
However, before we do that...
She wants an autograph.
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
He finally woke up!
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Sonya just wants an autograph.
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time?
Well, she's been voted as a black and Sonya.
Pardon me. Can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
I mean, she's just been voted guilty, so...
That is true. However...
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Petco is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonya isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
No, she's a serial killer enthusiast.
That makes her an enthusiast!
Thank you.
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Petco, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonya describes sparkling justice like this.
Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice! The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky! That would be me! Sparkling Justice!
That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. An unknown serial killer has a catchphrase? I read it in a magazine in the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it. I see. So that's what it was. I think I've got the difference between the serial killer and Peko.
I see! That's right. According to what Sonya said...
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
If she had it translated, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
Spanish.
From Spain?
What?
All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about the serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Peko, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Or, if you insist that you're Sparkling Justice, can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
I was gonna say, there's gonna be Spanish. Despacito, despacito.
Would you be able to do that?
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off. However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary.
You're gonna start speaking Spanish?
And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it. My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Huh?
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was.
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Pekka?
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
Oh my god. It just clicks. Because in Twilight Syndrome murder case, Guy F kills Girl E. Guy F is for Yuhiko. So why did Pekka kill Mahiru? Shouldn't it realistically be for Yuhiko? It's him.
What do you mean? I mean, besides Pekko and Kyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.
The proof that there was one more person at the scene of the crime. Of course.
Let's see.
There had to be.
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not? Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Pekko, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us one person short.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house.
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules. That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, it's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Huh?
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
For Yuhiko and his sister. Not sure.
You're the only one!
Has to be.
For Yuhiko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
The way we're trying to protect Pekka as well.
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true.
Did his sister get killed?
Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
No. The events that occurred in the game should have definitely occurred in real life. There's overwhelming proof of that too.
Prove it with this! I didn't think it was necessary to confirm it if it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. Photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots. They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first will receive the ending prize.
Hey, what's the envelope? What's inside? I'm not gonna say I called it even though I did. I knew. shut up! What makes you think you have any right to question me?
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it. Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Because she's a photographer. And that's why as well, when he spoke about his little sister in the diner, he was really kind of quiet about it.
Hey!
And he didn't want to talk about it.
Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? Because Peko is the killer, right? But he already voted.
That's why I told you. We're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool. I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Peko, are you okay?
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer. The true killer, who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi, was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
What?
What the hell?
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim.
So seriously, who is Girlie?
But my young master does. My young master planned this from the start.
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
I mean, they're correct. She hit her. That's... In Danganronpa, accomplices mean nothing. If you're an accomplice, you get nothing back from it. If the actual killer, the person who dealt the final blow, escapes, you are killed even though you were an accomplice in that case. Accomplices mean nothing in Danganronpa. So if Fuyuhiko didn't actually use the bat, then that renders Peko guilty because she did. Accomplices are nothing in a Danganronpa game.
That's a problem. If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
The vote was correct.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Peko.
Just... me?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
Oh no, the Blacken gets free, don't they?
How would Peko be a tool in the first place? Peko is a legitimate human being!
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma. The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
They are correct. They have to be, because it said guilty. That's 21 points. That's 21 points, phase 7. Has to be that rebuttal showdown. Has to be. Missteps. Yeah, that must have been the rebuttal showdown.
I'm in a bind, and what a bind it is. I guess for now, let's take a quick recess. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Seriously. Monokuma Theatre? Oh no. Although there were some twists and turns along the way, the one who killed Mahiru Koizumi is... Hold on a sec.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh wait, so sorry. I'm just hesitating.
Hey!
There's no need to hesitate. No matter how you look at it, Peko's the killer. Precisely. Why?
Hey!
Why? Well, that's obvious. You're not a tool. You're a human being.
Well,
If I'm a human, then I'm not a tool. If that's what you're saying, you're wrong.
you just don't know.
Because, yeah. You just don't know that there are people who only exist to be tools. People such as myself only exist to be tools.
Hey,
What does she mean, Fuyuhiko? Peko and I grew up together. Are you two childhood friends then?
No.
It's completely different than that. Right after I was born and abandoned by my parents, the Kuzuryu clan took me in.
I'm nothing but a tool.
They gave me a reason to exist. I am to fulfill my duty as my young master's property.
What?
Property, you say? It means she's a hitman arranged by my clan to work directly under me.
If my young master is attacked, I must defend him as his shield. If he intends to kill, I must be his sword.
Wow.
That is my only reason for living.
Now, when I say that I know all the deaths and executions, that's why, even though I do not want to be told anything. Because it's things like this that I don't know, and I like to find them out for myself. I do know other little bits that I shouldn't, but it's like things like this that I don't know. That's interesting, you know. That's crazy to think that... You know what, now I see why people ship them so much. And why they were always, like, there for each other. That makes sense now. That makes a hell of a lot of sense now.
Before I am human, I am my young master's tool, first and foremost.
That's why I kept telling her to stop. Because she was lying.
Until this body of mine can no longer move, I shall fulfill my duty until the very end.
But that is, you are wrong. You are not a tool, Peko. Because if you are a tool, then what was that all the time? Then what was all that time we spent together?
Nothing.
I was ordered by my young master to behave, just as I was ordered to interact with you all. What? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. Right after we arrived on this island, that is what my young master ordered me to do.
You fiend.
That's why you were hiding your relationship, you mean?
No.
It's not as if that started the moment we arrived on this island. Before that, my young master had always told me to hide our relationship. My young master loathes relying on his household's power. He even hates me, the tool given to him by his household.
I am nothing but a tool.
No matter what I am told, I am nothing but a tool for killing. If my young master intends to kill, it is only natural for me to act as his tool. Then, the one who tried to kill Mahiru wasn't you, it was... Fuyuhiko?
Damn it.
It is what it is. When I thought I beat that game, I was suddenly given these photographs.
Damn it!
I don't understand. Why is my sister in these photos?
Don't fuck with me!
And she's covered in blood. What does it mean? Why can't I remember? How come I don't even know if my sister is dead?
You...
Tried to confirm it with Mahiru, and that's why you wanted to talk to her.
So...
I sent her the photo because I wanted to make sure she'd respond, but she never replied back to me. Not only that, she started avoiding me too.
But...
I'm pretty sure Mahiru was confused too. I mean, we all were. Before anyone played the game, we didn't even know this incident had happened. That's why, even if we were told that we were connected to it, there's no way we could accept it. You know, when Mahiru spoke to Ibuki, she mentioned something about this. Sorry, I actually have plans to go to the beach with everyone.
Oh my!
Wait, huh? You're not gonna go, Mahiru? If you want to talk about it there, it'd be totally fine. It's pretty important, so, you know, it'd be troubling to involve the others.
Huh?
You sound pretty serious. Serious or not, I can't really do anything about it on my own, so I wanted someone to think about it with me. If I need to make amends, I would, but I don't even know how.
Are you serious?
That definitely sounds serious. I can cancel my beach plans for you. No, it's fine. It's important that everybody gets along anyway. Just tell them I'm not feeling well. Plus, it doesn't have to be today. There's always tomorrow.
Oh.
She wanted to discuss how to make amends, but Hiyoko was the only one who accepted her invitation. I should have gone too. But it was rather convenient for you, wasn't it, Fuyuhiko? If you could make use of their plan to meet each other alone, you could easily lure Mahiru into a trap, right?
Hey.
By calling both of them to the beach house, you were able to pin the blame on Hiyoko.
What the?
What the heck? An eye for an eye. That's the world I live in. My little sister was murdered. If the reason that happened was because of some person here, I have no choice but to kill that person on my sister's behalf, right?
And so?
My young master thought of a plan and executed it. I wanted to use the bat as the murder weapon because in the game, that's what was used to kill Girl E. For revenge, clubbing the person to death the same way my sister was killed just seemed to make sense. Even if it ruined my disguise, it was the only thing I could do to avenge my sister.
That is...
So that is why you killed Mahiru with the bat?
Yeah.
But still, I believed up until the last minute that that game was just a work of fiction. But even so, that girl... Hey, if that game is actually real, are you the one who killed Girlie?
Are you?
Hey, I don't want to hear about that. Well, I mean, whoever Girlie is...
But...
The fact that your sister was killed is terrible. It's unfortunate, but...
Why?
You shouldn't have killed that girl.
Shut the hell up!
Who cares about that? Just answer me. What do you know about that game?
What are you saying?
You have no right to do that. Nobody has the right to judge others for their crimes. Revenge is just wrong.
Jeez.
Want me to be honest? This whole time, I was acting like a coward. Even after I called over Mahiru, I was still trying to find an excuse to not go through with the plan. But after she said that to me, that all went out of the window. I got really angry and grabbed the metal bat that I hid under the bench. But at that moment, young master called for me and made me kill Mahiru.
Huh?
Young master, I am finished.
What?
You were saying that you killed because you were ordered to? A tool is not defined by its will, but by its actions. I don't get this at all.
Of course!
Well, of course you don't understand, because humans are completely different from one another. Everyone's birthplace and upbringing is different. It's obviously impossible for them to understand each other. So everyone just pretends to understand, and pretends to be understood.
Be quiet.
Hey, you're too annoying. Can you just be quiet?
Yes, indeed!
Okie dokie, I'll be quiet. Afterward, just as my young master planned, I proceeded to tamper with the scene of the crime. However, I also considered the possibility of being found out. So in order to get you guys to make the wrong choice, I decided to make use of that serial killer story.
It cannot be.
You insisted that you were sparkling justice in order to make us hasten our votes? So, we fell for it. We fell for her trick all along. That's right. You guys have made the wrong decision. You voted for me, a mere tool, as the killer, unaware that my young master was the true killer. I'm not going to explain this twice. Accomplices are nothing to Danganronpa. Nothing. Because he didn't put the bat to her head and killed her. You did, making you the killer. Because accomplices are nothing.
That's obviously wrong.
Hold on. Don't act like our loss has been decided yet.
No.
It should have been decided already. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
This is troubling!
I'll admit, all this talk about Peko being a tool sounds pretty persuasive. When you approach it from various angles, it makes sense that Fuyuhiko is actually the true killer. Hold on. I'm telling you to hold on.
I see.
So for Peko, Fuyuhiko himself is your true hope then? On his behalf, you killed Mahiru, and now you're trying to sacrifice us so that you can protect him.
Great.
You would only go that far because he's your one and only hope.
Wrong.
I have no hope. I am just... That's all? Well, even if we ask her, she'll probably just play dumb anyway.
Now then.
So I'm going to ask someone else. Hey, Fuyuhiko, what do you think?
Huh?
About what?
Hey.
Is Peko just a tool to you? Using that tool, surviving by sacrificing Peko and the rest of us. Is that your hope?
What?
Hold on.
What's the use of asking someone something like that?
What?
Huh? You seem distressed. A mere tool doesn't panic like that, right?
Jeez.
Peko, be honest. Are you trying to protect Fuyuhiko or your own free will?
Hey,
Fuyuhiko, can you tell me the truth? The fact that she killed on your behalf, the fact that she lied to us by acting like the killer, are those all the things you ordered her to do? Is that the truth?
Huh?
Fuyuhiko?
Yeah.
I know you hate our guts, but if you listen to Peko, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Young master, you just have to tell the truth. I was only following your orders. You just have to tell them that. Fuyuhiko, you mentioned this before, but in this kind of situation, interacting with others will just shorten your lifespan. Those idiots, Byakuya and Teruteru, are proof of that. Plus, it'd be frustrating to us to be held back by affection when it's my time to kill. You're still saying that. Of course, I'll sacrifice the lives of everyone here if it guarantees my survival. You don't really feel that way, right? You're not that kind of person. Because if you were, you wouldn't be hesitating like you are now, right? If he was that kind of person, he would have been gone by the first chapter, or he would have escaped.
Young Master!
There is no need to hesitate, young master. Please just tell them the truth. Young master, you were the one who ordered me. I just did as I was told because I am a tool. Fuyuhiko, this could be considered your ultimate choice. Regardless, either way, you'll still lose Peko, but
Hey.
if you insist you're the killer just as she said, you can sacrifice us and survive alone. Or would you rather reject Peko and fight alongside us against despair? Which one will be your hope? Let's hear what you have to say.
Damn it!
Young Master, I am finished.
You? What the hell did you do? You already know, right? What's going to happen after you kill someone?
I did it because I know. There is no way I can let that happen to you.
The execution.
Hey, Peko. Do you remember what I told you when we first arrived on this island? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. You need to run. Got it? Just let me take the fall so you can get away.
Young Master, that is impossible.
Shut up! I'm ordering you not to worry about me!
There is no way I cannot worry about you. I am my young master's tool. A tool to protect my young master. Without an owner, the tool serves no purpose.
God damn it, we are done with that crap! Won't you listen to what I'm saying?